After back-to-back relegations in 2017 and 2018, Sunderland have been in League One ever since, and after failing to get promotion against Charlton Athletic at Wembley in the playoff final, Jack Ross was given one other chance to get the club promoted. However, he failed, and after a poor start to the season, Phil Parkinson took over, but ultimately lost his job after the club's lowest ever finish. Now it's our chance to get this sleeping giant back to the Premier League. Hello everyone, I'm Dan. Welcome to a brand new series of Sleeping Giants here on Reesy FC. And you know, if you've been following the channel since the beginning last year, in FM20 we did a similar save with Blackburn Rovers. So basically we get 5 seasons to get a sleeping giant such as Sunderland back to where they belong. Last year's challenge was to get Blackburn from the Championship back to challenging for the Premier League title where they was back in 1996, and we was actually minutes away from winning that Premier League title in the last game of the series. And this time round the aim is to get Sunderland back to the Premier League. I think it's pushing it a little bit too much. We say in 5 years we can get them challenging for the title, but I'm sure we can. I guess the objective here is to get them to be an established Premier League side once again. Sunderland are too big to be where they are, in all honesty. So let's jump straight into the save then. So here we go. Sunderland hire Rees, and there is confirmation. Sunderland have today confirmed the appointment of Dan Rees as the club's new manager. I've put pen to paper to a 2-year deal worth £8,000 per week, and we replace Lee Johnson, because of course Lee Johnson took over from Phil Parkinson, but in game he wouldn't have had a game yet because, you know, he took over in the summer, and now we're here. So there we go. He didn't get a fair crack at it, did he? But hopefully we will, and we'll be there for the next 5 seasons. I feel like if we don't start well, we're going to be sacked pretty early, so it is vital that we do get a good start. Let's get into it then. A bit of history on Sunderland. So, reputation of a 3-star, so they are a good rated side. They've got quite a bit of history behind them. First of all, they've won a few top division championships: 1892, 1893, 1895, 1902, 1913 and 1936. It would be good if in the 5th year we can be challenging for the Premier League title to get that on the board, but I don't think we will. I think it's asking too much in 5 years. FA Cup, they've won it twice, 1937 and 1973. If we can get a domestic cup in there, that would be great. They haven't won the League Cup, so going for the Carabao Cup is a strong possibility in this save and a realistic target. If we look at the Sky Bet Championship as well, which is again another doable one, they've won it 5 times: 1976, 96, 1999, 2005 and 2007. They have also won League One in 1988. It'd be nice to win League One in the first season for sure. Promotion is the key. It is the main thing, but if we can win the league as well, that would be tremendous. And they've won the Community Shield in 1936. Of course, back then it would have been called the Charity Shield. And this is why I say they're ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they are in League One. 48,707 capacity at the Stadium of Light. Superb training facilities, excellent youth facilities, and average youth recruitment is a bit poor, isn't it? So hopefully we can get that up a little bit and try and grow the youth candidates a little bit and get them involved in the first team as well, because they all like the local lads up there, don't they, in the North East. If we can get them on board and playing in the first team in the Premier League, that would be great. But we've got to see what the club vision is first and how they want us to play our football and go about the running of the club. And this is exactly what they want to do, is develop players using the club's youth system. They love a local lad up there in the team, and that is what we are going to be looking to do in the 5-year plan then. Of course, this is fitting because we have a 5-year plan of our own, don't we? And that is to make us an established Premier League side. So, first up is to win promotion from League One. Reach the 3rd round of the FA Cup as a minimum, and of course you start in the 1st round when you're in League One downwards. The Carabao Cup, they want us to get to the 2nd round as a minimum. It's not a required objective, so that could be a competition we bin off. But I don't like to say that because I want to win every competition I'm in. Attempt to remain in the Sky Bet Championship next year, and of course our contract expires, so we've only got a 2-year deal. But if we get past that and we get offered a new deal, they want us to become an established Sky Bet Championship team in the 3rd season. After that, continue to be an established Championship side. So there's no mention in the 5-year plan of being back in the Premier League, but my 5-year plan is to be in the Premier League in about 3 seasons and make sure we stay up and then stay up again, I guess, in that second season back in the Premier League in our 5th and final season of this series. But what's next now is to meet the squad. So this is the squad we have been dealt with here at Sunderland, and to be honest, at first glance I've not looked at every player or individually and looked at their attributes and who's best at what position and whatnot. I've just gone in and looked straight at the ability ratings and the potential, and to be honest, it's looking like quite a strong side. I don't know a lot about Sunderland this season, but on paper, at first glance, I'm quite looking forward to working with this side. It looks like a good team, and I know a couple just based off the Sunderland Till I Die Netflix series, like Luke O'Neill there, or Luke O'Neill. I'm not too sure how that's pronounced. Once again, if you know, follow me. My pronunciations on Football Manager and players, I probably butcher every single name in the game, but I'm very familiar with O'Neill. He does, again, Sunderland fans and people below, please correct me on my pronunciations because they are shocking, and I feel like I'm saying the name completely wrong, so let me know how I am saying it. But he looks like a good player. He's versatile, wing back. We are going to be playing one of the systems. I'll show you the tactics we have set up. One of them is a 5-3-2 counter-attacking system, and he looks like he fits the mould for that. He's quick going forward. He's marking's good, passing's good, positioning, teamwork's good, his work rate's good as well. He looks like a player that's going to be pivotal for us on first glance here at Sunderland. There's names in there such as Aidan McGeady. Now, he's in his last year of his contract. He is 34 years old, so we're going to see how he goes. Again, his attributes are good. He doesn't seem to be on a decline as a footballer, so I can imagine he's going to be fairly important for us as well. Another tactic is going to be, another shape we're going to use is 4-2-3-1. He would fit this mould perfectly. He can play on the left and the right, and I think he's going to be pretty important for us as well. A bit of experience to get us back up to the Championship at least. After that, I can't see him being here for more than 2 seasons. And of course, we've got Will Grigg at the club. Is he out on loan? He's on loan at MK Dons, which is interesting. I thought he's a good player, so it's interesting why he is loaned out at MK Dons. Sunderland fans, again, let me know down in the comments, but I'm looking at his stats right here. Instantly, I kind of get the picture why he's out on loan, and if he's been this poor, why is he only out on loan and we haven't sold him? In his first season at Sunderland, he joined for £3 million. I think he joined in the January transfer window. Again, I'm going back to the Sunderland Till I Die documentary. I think he joined in January, and he got 5 goals in 18 games. But if we look at the 2019 and 2020 season, 1 goal in 20 games in League One for Will Grigg at Sunderland. I can see why he's not hanging. The club haven't held on to him, but it's interesting. Maybe his wage demands are too much for other clubs. Where's he gone now? Let's go back to Will Grigg. What are his wages? So he is on £10,000 a week until 2022. So he's still got 2 years remaining on his contract. This is one to look out for. I mean, if he starts scoring goals at MK Dons, he's probably going to come back if we're struggling to score goals, and we can see if we can play a tactic and get the best out of Will Grigg. But we will see how it goes with him. But ordering by ability, there's some good players here that we can work with. If we look at potential as well, now this excites me for the long run. Potential of pretty much 5 stars for quite a few players there. What's that, about 8 players? And that is looking really good. It's across the midfield and defence. There's not really a striker that's high potential from what I can see, but there are still 4-star ones here. And again, there's not a striker on that list. So striker immediately springs out to me. The club, we need a striker at the club for sure. We will have a look at the youth system as well to see if anybody's coming through the development centre that we can bring through. Because remember, the club vision is to develop youth players. So hopefully there's a striker there that we can bring up and use. And let's jump straight over to the development centre to have a look to see if there is anybody that can potentially join us this season. On first glance here, we have already got 5 first team candidates, which is great news for the club. Dan Neal is one. He's an 18-year-old midfielder with a potentially 5-star potential, so he's going to be very good as well. Currently he's 2-star, so he's a decent rating for the senior team, so he is someone we could look to bring in once I have a look at the depth in midfield we've got. So maybe he's someone we will see this season in the first team, along with Mitchell Curry, who's a 21-year-old striker. Again, it's nice to see a striker in there, but I don't know if he's going to be good enough looking at the potential attributes. I'm a little bit the potential rating rather. I mean, it's fairly good to very good rating for the senior team, so we'll see how he develops. Same with this attacking midfield. Here's a name I'm going to struggle to pronounce. Benjamin Kimpioka. I mean, I can't really go wrong with that. It's got to be Kimpioka, right? Attacking midfielder, if we played a 4-2-3-1, he could be someone we use as well. We've got a goalkeeper in there as well that could be coming through, and also Brandon Taylor as a centre-back as well could be on the cards for a little promotion to the first team. So maybe we'll see these at one stage. We do, I think, we're League One, so we'll have the EFL trophy as well. So maybe these guys will get a run out in that competition. But again, it's more silverware for us. So I will be going all out to win it. But maybe it's an opportunity to give youth a little go in that competition. Tactics wise, this is what we will be looking at. So first of all, I've gone basically on the recommendation of the assistant manager, and I think it's important to do that when you join a new club, because you don't know them unless it's a team you support. You'll have an idea of how they play and how you want them to play, because you've got an idea of the players. I'm coming into Sunderland, I don't really have much idea of these players and the squad, only a few names that I am familiar with who I've just gone through, and so we will go with the assistant's recommendation. I've tweaked the tactics a little bit, but primarily we'll be looking at playing a positive 4-2-3-1 gegenpress, and that means we'll be a high pressing team. We'll need a very fit team, so we're going to be doing a lot of fitness work in the summer to make sure that we don't burn out in the season. So in possession, we will be looking at playing at a higher tempo. It was set to extremely high. I've knocked it down to higher. I do know that the gegenpress really is demanding on the players' fitness levels, their legs, everything. So there will be injuries if we don't manage this very well. Some games we won't play with that high tempo, some games we will, and we just have to gauge it game by game to see the effect it's having on the players. Ultimately, we're going to play out a defence. Now, I like to do this in Football Manager. I do like to play usually shorter passing. I've gone with standard passing here. I love pre-season. This is what pre-season is all about. I will really play on comprehensive highlights, watch the pre-season matches, literally as many of the highlights I can, and really look to nail down a tactic before the first game of the season. So you'll probably see that tactics would have changed slightly if I don't like what I'm seeing from the club now, or I think they can play with a bit better instructions for each player and whatnot. We'll go through it again. That's what pre-season is all about. That's what makes it so fun, is tweaking the tactics to suit your side and bringing in the players to suit your tactics that you want to play. We're going to work the ball into the box in this system as well, play through the lines, work our way into the box and score lots of goals, hopefully, and not giving up too much possession. But again, if we're not capable of playing through the lines and transitioning the ball where I want them to in different areas of the pitch, we might have to hit early crosses to get the ball in to the guy up front. In transition then, it's counter press all the way for me, and counter attack when we won the possession. Again, distribute to the centre backs because we want to play out from the back and out of possession. Gegenpress is normally a higher defensive line. I'm going to go standard because you're always susceptible to a ball over the top, and if you're playing against a pacey striker and you haven't got pacey centre backs, you're going to get caught out. So we're going to go standard defensive line, but with a much higher line of engagement, which is why I don't play short passing. Because if we're playing short passing out the back, there is a big gap from the midfield to the defence. Now, if we was more like this, perhaps, then can we get that right? If we was more like this and there's a little bit less of a gap between the defence and the midfield, then maybe short passing is the way. But at the minute, we're going to go higher line of engagement and standard defensive line. Again, I might change this during the pre-season matches because I find it might work a little bit better. The other system will be a 5-3-2 counter-attacking system. Again, apparently it's suitable to the calibre of players. I mean, the players would have changed about here. They're probably, if you're a Sunderland fan, you're thinking, why is he here? He shouldn't be there. I don't know. Winchester could be a good box-to-box midfielder, but because I'm switching through the tactics like this, the players that were selected for the 4-3-2-1 are automatically selected here. Like Aidan McGeady's not a centre-back. Don't worry, I won't be playing Aidan McGeady there because that would be pretty dumb. But just to give you an idea of shape, so there's a 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, however you want to call it, counter-attacking system here, where we'll be playing more of a short passing game and slightly higher tempo as well, playing out of defence, and we're going to be hitting early crosses because there's two strikers in the box. There's two strikers in there. I like to whip the ball in and try and get one, if not both of them, attacking that ball. Obviously not at the same time because you don't want two players going for the header, but you get the point. There's more to aim for in the box, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And again, counter press and counter attack. So when we lose the ball, quickly do what you can to win that ball back. When you've got it, go and attack. It's exactly what we want to do. And we've got distribute quickly as well because it's counter attacking. You want to get the goalkeeper to get it and catch. If the opposition are really attacking you and they've created a chance, you want your goalkeeper to distribute it quickly to catch them off guard defensively. So hopefully this will work on bigger games, bigger away games maybe, where we're not expected to win them or are expected not to see a lot of the ball. This should be a good tactic to use for them games because I am I have learnt on Football Manager, I do just play to the strength of my team. I don't adapt a lot. And it has kicked me in the teeth a few times. So this year, on this save, I feel like we're going to have to adapt a little bit to the opposition. Hopefully we'll get a bit more success by doing that. Out of possession then, it's a counter-attacking system, so you're going to soak it up. We're going to play with a lower line of engagement up top and a lower defensive line at the back. Soak it up a bit of a block in there, deep block, just to make it harder for the opposition to create chances and score goals. When we got it, we just counter-attack them and try and score goals ourselves. If we have a look at the squad depth then here at Sunderland, based on a 4-2-3-1 currently, it just gives you a nice little overview of where you need to improve. It looks like we've got 2 solid centre-backs and good centre-backs. We've got about 5 centre-backs there that are solid. So we don't, at first glance, we don't really need to do an awful lot to the back line. Maybe another goalkeeper. I'd quite like a 3.5 or 4-star goalkeeper, so that could be someone we look, or somewhere we look to improve this season. But looking through the team, it doesn't look too bad. 3.5 stars in midfield as well. Max Power, Scowen, Carl Winchester as well. Grant Ledbetter is an experienced player in there as well. So we've all over the park, to be fair. It's not a bad side on paper. A couple of players do get duplicated, like apparently Aidan McGeady's a central attacking midfielder, and then he can play out on the right and he can play on the left as well. So it looks like there's more players than there actually is at the club that are suitable for them positions. But on paper, it doesn't look like just here that there is a lot of personnel we need to change. However, over pre-season, I might change my mind and think, you know what, Aidan McGeady isn't what he seems. He doesn't fit into my system and the style I want to play. We'll offload him and try and replace him. So this is just, again, first day at the job. This is just an overview of the players I got. When we work in pre-season, I might make decisions to change it as we get closer to that first game of the season. If we look at it in a 5-3-2 formation, again, we're looking strong. Centre-back's fine. Goalkeeper is the standout area I'm looking to probably improve. Again, it's harsh on Lee Burge and what's this guy's name? Remy Matthews, because I haven't actually looked at their attributes. So I will look at that further and decide if we do actually need to improve in them areas. But we got wing backs here as well, so we're capable of playing in this shape as well when we need to. Again, when you've got the 3 midfielders here, we look strong across the middle. Strikers wise, we look pretty strong, pretty okay there as well. Again, we'll take a look at that. Will Grigg is apparently, what is concerning me here actually is Will Grigg is the 3rd best striker at the club. Technically, I mean, they're all very similar ratings, aren't they? They're all 3-star ratings according to our assistant manager. If Will Grigg's that poor for us, what are these guys, Wyke and O'Brien and Stewart and Jones like? It's going to take some investigating this one during pre-season for sure. So, talking of pre-season then and transfers, let's have a look at the transfer budget we have been given. And it's not a lot of funds considering of COVID. And we're a League One side. I know Sunderland are a bigger team, are too big for League One in my opinion. 200 grand isn't going to do an awful lot for us. So don't expect a lot of transfers when you come back for tomorrow's episode. We might have to look at free transfers and loans if we're going to do anything. Wage budget though, we've got 15 grand to spend on the wage budget still. We're under budget, spending £160,000 per week of the £175,000 a week wage budget. So there's room to manoeuvre there. So it looks like loanees could come in, or possibly if we sell a few players and bring players in that way. Who knows, again. We might not do any business, but we'll see what happens when you come back for tomorrow's episode. So let's have a look at the schedule then. Have we got our friendlies in? And we have. So first up will be tomorrow I'll be playing the second 11 Sunderland. I won't show you that. A little bit boring playing the second 11 and you watching that. I've done that on a few episodes, and when I've thought about editing, I was thinking you're not really interested in friendlies. There's no point showing you them. But we've got some friendlies against Lagia, which I believe are a Polish side. I'm not very good with all these sides yet. Polish side, I was right there. Niort, who are a French side, I believe. Yes, they are. Salford from Manchester. Southend are in there as well. Where's Southend? Are they in League 2 now? They are in League 2. They were in League 1, weren't they, at some stage? And Espanyol at home, which will be it won't be my first taste at Sunderland, at the Sunderland of Light, at the Stadium of Light. That'll be the Legia game. But Espanyol will be in there as well, along with Bundesliga 2 side. Nuremberg, there we go. I'm getting to know my European sides, which is good. The first game of the season starts with the Carabao Cup first round. However, we won't show you that. We'll probably play that League Cup game because it's not really important to the club. We will come back tomorrow for the game against Bristol Rovers in the opening League One game of the season, and that will be a big one for us. We need 3 points. We need to start well at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland don't do well at home. but that is something we need to rectify if we want to be successful in the save. Stadium of Light needs to be a fortress for the Black Cats. So guys, if you did enjoy that, please leave a thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here as well. Hit the little bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And Sunderland fans especially, let me know down in the comments what you think of the squad. Who would you be looking to get rid of? And what about young players as well, youth candidates? Let me know about players that you think will come through the system during my 5 seasons here at Sunderland. And is Premier League football, Sunderland being an established Premier League side, a bit optimistic in 5 years? Who knows? You let me know down in the comments. But thanks for watching, guys, and see you tomorrow for the Bristol Rovers game at the Stadium of Light. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.